What's going on, YouTube? It's me, it's that Rico3. I'm back after a long hiatus once again. I am sorry. I will explain why I do that in a different time. But let's get on with the subject at hand. The 12 things that we as wrestling fans are tired of hearing. Number 1. Wrestling is fake. No. Hell no. Even though the moves and the outcome are predetermined, wrestlers still endure physical pain. Staged? Yes. Fake? No. Wrestling is like a Broadway show or a TV drama. You wouldn't call Madman fake. You wouldn't call Sunday in the Park with George fake. So, why call pro wrestling fake? And while on the subject of fake, when Mankind got tossed off Hell in a Cell, did he fake that too? I'm just saying, because you don't learn how to fall from 15 feet up in the air onto a table. Yeah. Take down your pipe and smoke it, bitch. Anyway, wrestlers aren't real athletes. Well, guess what? I dare you. I double dog dare you to tell that to Cesaro, who lifts weights like a beast 7 days a week. Go ahead. Tell him. WWE superstar Seth Rollins, lays it down perfectly. I consider myself an athlete. I train like an athlete. I eat like an athlete. I recover and get sore like any other athlete. Wrestling is a mental and physical grid. Oh, and another thing, pro wrestlers, especially WWE, don't have an off season. Their work schedule is year-round ordeal. Alright? Number 3. Wrestlers are heavy steroid users. This is a bit complicated, to be honest. Yes, steroid use was a big thing in wrestling up until early 2000s. A steroid scandal almost sent WWE owner Vince McMahon to jail. Back in, I want to say, 1994. However, a lot has changed since those Wild West days. Today, WWE enforces a strict drug policy and testing that makes it impossible for current WWE wrestlers to use enhanced substances, at least according to Bruno Sammartino. If you compare bodies from the wrestlers from the 80s to wrestlers of today, you'll see a distinct difference in body size. For example, take former late WWE superstar Hercules and compare him to Daniel Bryan. You'll see the difference. Number 4. Wrestlers are in there for the money. Okay, not all wrestlers are Rolex wearing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun. Woo! Think of wrestling as a ladder. At the bottom are those who start in wrestling schools, who work 2 or 3 jobs just to stay afloat. Higher up the ladder are the indie wrestler circuits, where wrestlers have to make and sell their own merchandise just to make ends meet, like Kevin Steen, Colt Cabana, etc. Next up are wrestling companies like ROH and TNA, where wrestlers perform on TV but are permitted to wrestle outside the company to make extra money. Finally, at the top of the ladder is WWE, when only wrestlers get to the very top, and I mean the very top of this company, do you find wrestlers who make big bucks. Although there are exceptions. I mean, look at Lesnar. Wrestlers aren't in there for the money. They're in it because they love it. Wrestling, just in it for the wrestling business, just for the love of the business, Number 5. Why do you still wear wrestling shirts? What are you, a kid? No. I'm a grown man with a badass shirt. Okay. Number 6. When wrestling fans start talking about... When wrestling fans start talking about wrestling, it's unbearable. Okay. Well, I'm going to switch out 2 words of that statement. When Beyonce fans start talking about Beyonce, it's unbearable. People like talking about the stuff they like. If you don't like the conversation, don't be a part of it. Now, excuse me while I'll talk about how terrible the anonymous GM thing is. Okay. Number 7. Ew, wrestling is like too violent. Not anymore. No violent than Game of Thrones. And people seem to dig it. WWE has shifted to a more PG, family-friendly product because of this. Fans look forward to a magnificent display of athleticism as opposed to blood, flaming tables, and ranchy storylines. That's not to say you can't find your own diet of violent wrestling in today's world. Smaller companies like CCW and ROH still provide all the extreme wrestling that you want. Not to mention the countless Japanese and Mexican wrestling promotions that cater to the hardcore fan base. Number 8. UFC, mixed martial arts, is so much better than wrestling, bro. Well, let me respond to that by saying this. They are 2 different things, bro. Wrestling consists of putting on a show. The wrestlers work together to tell a story between the protagonist and the antagonist, and they sell their conflicts within the square circle. On the other hand, MMA is purely about competition. A KO is their ultimate goal. So, which one is better? The question is invalid. Number 9. Wrestling is so stupid, it's for the dumb and uneducated. Oh, really? Well, here's a story about an uneducated dumbass. There once was a wrestler who had an impressive 301 record. A record that would even make The Undertaker envious. Not me. The wrestler would eventually retire from wrestling and become a slightly well-known politician when he went by the name of Abraham motherfucking Lincoln. That's right, the 16th president of the United States was a world champion. So, suck it. Number 10. It's 2014, dude. Wrestling isn't popular anymore. No. In 2013, WrestleMania 29, which involved John Cena and Dwayne Don't Call Me The Rock Johnson in the main event, broke the record when the pay-per-view was purchased by more than 1 million people. It was the highest grossing pay-per-view in WWE history, making an outstanding $72 million, breaking the previous record of $67 million. WrestleMania 29 also sold out New Jersey's MetLife Stadium, packing in more than 87,000 people. Today, cities bid on WrestleMania just like they bid on the Super Bowl or the Olympics or the World Cup even. Alright. Number 11. Oh boy. Wrestling is a terrible business. They all just wind up being drug addicts and alcoholics anyway. Fighting personal demons is not a new thing among wrestlers. However, WWE has opened their own rehab program. They pay for wrestlers' treatment. There are also the truly heartwarming stories of Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall, whose lives were turned around with the help of Diamond Dallas Page with DDP Yoga. It ain't your mama's yoga. And both Roberts and Hall was inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame, and I am thankful that I was one of the people who had the chance to see it live. And last but certainly not least, why do you even like wrestling? Because it's one of the last forms of live American theater, and it's fucking awesome. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it. And if you're not down with what I just said, suck it, bitch. So anyway, that's all I gotta say. I'm Rico H3. Like, subscribe, share, favorite, do whatever it is that you do. I'm gone. Ta-ta for now.